Well, 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 this is quite out of left field, but what a delightful surprise! Creative Assembly has officially unveiled their first character pack for Grand Cathay. So for those of you guys who don't know, character packs, they're starting to roll out these smaller DLCs. It's essentially like 1/3 of the Lord packs that we've been getting, from Shadows of Change onward, where they've kind of sold each individual lord from the DLC, the 3 lords from the DLC, each as an individual pack. Now, instead of doing 3 lords, they're just doing 1 lord, specifically targeted at Cathay, as I said, and it's quite a cool one. Specifically, I wanted to call attention to, because it's a little bit buried in here. I know I missed it on the first read. They talk a little bit about Nagash DLC coming later this summer. But before that, they'll have something special for you to experience the first character pack. So, yes, not sure exactly when the date is. I don't know. We'll have to look through and see. I don't think they've indicated anything about any specific date, but sometime before summer. So I would guess maybe late spring. I mean, we're already almost to early spring, and it's, they're now just teasing it. So hopefully we'll get something for you all very soon. Of course, hopefully I get early access. I'm assuming I will get early access to this DLC, be able to showcase something for you all. But let's get straight into it. We are looking at Bhashiva and the Tiger Warriors. Yes, Ind reference, I guess. Tiger Men of Ind, of course, but they are specifically as Grand Cathay here, which is, unfortunate. It does kind of confirm one of the things that I've thought for a long time, which is that likely Ind probably won't ever get an actual army. We'll see. Maybe in the future, Games Workshop will roll something out, but they do also mention in this article this is new for both, Warhammer Tabletop and Total War Warhammer, so pretty exciting stuff for sure that Creative Assembly gets to participate in. Gotta say, I love the design of Bhashiva here with the, what is that, Qatar? I think that's what this thing is called, the little, like, punch dagger, punch sword thing. Very, very cool. Very iconic weapon, and just overall love the art. She is going to be leading some Tiger mercenaries. So yeah, Tiger Warriors. Specifically, the pack will come with Bhashiva herself, a Lord who is anti-large fighter, I would imagine with some kind of great weapon, a hero spellcaster, which we'll take a look at in just a minute here. Some unique units, dual wielder, hybrid, anti-large. We'll again look at their role a little bit further on in the article, but seems like something at least more offensively focused, which does add something new to how you could potentially play Cathay as a faction. Of course, they'll have their own unique campaign feature, quest battle, everything else. Very, very cool. Bhashiva herself, I don't think, battle gameplay. I'll let you guys read the lore introduction on your own, but on the battlefield, fights exactly as the tales describes. Silent shadow that closes distance with unnerving speed before striking her prey. Okay, so probably like Vanguard deployment, maybe a stock mechanic. Excels at hunting down infantry, carving through tightly packed ranks with the blades. Quinn Katara, that's what it is. Burning with the Iron Dragon's fire. So I imagine we'll have some pretty good AoE splash attacks there. Her agility is a core part of her playstyle. Darts between threats, repositions effortlessly. I'd imagine has a pretty good charge bonus as well. Good like acceleration, deceleration, ability to kind of hopefully mass. To be able to like plow through infantry as well and disengage. Her signature item, Heaven's Gate, builds on stealthy identity by letting her move rapidly across battlefield without being seen. Yep, so a stock item. Explosive opening damage. It'll be interesting to see kind of a more aggressive combat Lord. I'd imagine if she's just infantry with no mounts, then that will be similar to something like sort of like the Mask or T'Challa, although T'Challa does count as large, where they can just reposition, just do a ton of damage very quickly. Very interesting. Cool playstyle for sure, one that should be very rewarding. Tiger Warriors also are going to be sort of stealthy. If we go to their battle gameplay, goal with Tiger Warriors to bring something genuinely complementary, not just filling a gap, so giving them a force built around agility, stalking, and sudden ambushes. So again, stock, Vanguard deployment, I would imagine, does add something interesting to Cathay. And I'd imagine they're shock infantry, so they're probably going to be high charge. Yeah, they're fast, hit hard when they choose the right moment, so kind of glass cannon, I would imagine. Sometimes glass cannon infantry can be a little bit tricky to pull off, but I do think with the variants they have, they'll be able to do some different things. Pull off flanks and surprise strikes like the faction has never had access to before. Very, very cool to get a stock kind of ambush component added to an army, especially one as static as Cathay. It definitely changes up the playstyle of potential. Yeah, we'll come back and look at the Clawspeakers, but just, yeah, keeping all that in mind, we've got the dual wielder hybrid, which I guess means like a missile melee hybrid, which is interesting. Sort of like the Corsair handbows, right? You have a dual wielder and then the hybrid. And then also adding in an anti-large variant. So anti-large ambush infantry is something that's particularly interesting just because it's relatively rare. Like, there are a few factions in the game that have something similar. I'm thinking like Eshin Triads or even Korngors kind of can fulfill that role, though they don't have stock innately. But just being able to have an infantry that can support mobile engagements, like from kind of an ambush position, is super, super interesting, and it's something that I think is definitely worth playing around with. You can set up some, you know, especially with like some speed debuff components, kind of set up some ambushes where you can draw expensive, you know, opposing mobility units into an ambush and just jump them with like 3 Tiger Warriors with, I don't know, what are they going to have? Glaives, I guess? Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very interesting. Hopefully they are potent, and hopefully not too potent, but add something new to Cathay's playstyle. The Clawspeaker is also a caster here. This is the caster hero. Yeah, battle gameplay, very different role than their spellcaster kin, as they should. Move quickly, deploy forward. So again, Vanguard deployment, high speed, and maybe stock as well. Slip into position just ahead of the main army thanks to Vanguard. Yep, okay. Priestly devotion and raw magical talent is healing properties of Lore of Life. Okay, so that means they're automatically a meta choice for a lot of situations. Yeah, I mean, you had some limited healing with Miao Ying, never just I guess Miao Ying's not a full Lore of Life caster, but, and this right here, I'm not sure exactly how to interpret this, if they are going to have a mixed Lore of Life, Beasts, and Shadows, or if you'll be able to choose between the 3. I think it'd be cool if you could actually choose between the 3. That would be very, very awesome, but maybe they'll have a mixed lore as well. They do so say you have raw healing, which, again, technically I think Miao Ying has Earthblood, but regardless, as long as they have, like, regrowth on them, they'll be a meta pick for Cathay, I think, although I guess Cathay doesn't have that many units which you're really trying to regrowth a ton, maybe, like, the Longma's ROR, or there's maybe a handful of others as well if you're trying to do like a Sentinel build or something. But nonetheless, should make them a very strong choice, and very, very cool as well. Beasts and Shadows are also both quite good, so kind of, you know, as long as they get some damage spells as well from one of those 2, it should be decent overall. Incredibly versatile force multiplier. Yeah, I definitely agree. So yeah, overall, I think that's basically the entire article. There's not a ton, obviously, about like the new Lord, and they also say there's going to be a free legendary hero. I'm assuming that's also for Cathay, but yeah, overall I think it's very, very cool DLC. I certainly am excited to get my hands on it and play. Yeah, adding new ways to play existing factions and kind of changing up their identity somewhat without totally breaking them, I think is a very cool way to play, and definitely looking forward to having some more offensive variety for Cathay. They're a faction that, you know, out of all the human factions, I think they're probably my least favorite to play, just because of that static play style. I tend to favor factions where I can play a little bit more aggressively. So for me personally, this is a big win for sure. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.